Michael Burry 2022 warning stock market crash. Michael Burry forecasts a plane crash in 2022. What is the legendary investor betting on? Michael Burry returns to Twitter with a bearish warning. Burry's largest position is in put options against Apple as of the first quarter of this year. Hey everyone, welcome back to Business Opportunities, where today we are going to talk about the 2022 warning about the stock market crash according to Michael Burry. But before we begin, make sure you please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our amazing videos. And let's begin. During the first half of 2022, risky assets sold off very quickly, leaving investors in a hard situation. Those who are sitting on cash will be tempted to buy on the dip. From the 24th of May, when the NASDAQ 100 was at its lowest, its price went up by 10%. This showed that people who were willing to invest could make money if they did so. Others are trying to figure out how to deal with the instability and make it to the other side. One group led by some of the most respected investors in the market is taking a different approach. They say the markets could keep falling, and in some cases the crash is only halfway over. Michael J. Burry, who started Scion Asset Management and called the subprime crisis of 2008, was the inspiration for the book and movie The Big Short, as one of the biggest bears on the American economy. He thinks that the market will crash again in 2022. Is Burry right again? Well, let's check it all out. Michael Burry's generally a year or two early in his trades and gets out a few months early, but he's usually accurate in a significant sense, whether it was his early value stock picks, legendary short mortgage bonds move, GameStop deep value investment in 2020, or Tesla short in 2021. Let's take a look at some samples from his previous work. On May 19, 2005, Michael Burry completed his first transactions involving subprime mortgages. He purchased credit default swaps from Deutsche Bank in the amount of $60 million, and putting $10 million on each of 6 different bonds. When his wager against the housing market was successful, he was able to sell all of them by April of 2008, resulting in a profit of $100 million for himself and $700 million for his investors. In the month of August 2019, Scion Capital announced the news that it has purchased 3 million shares of gaming and electronics retailer GameStop for a total value of $16.56 million. This indicates that Burry purchased GameStop stock at an average price of roughly $5.52 per share when he was acquiring shares. Despite the fact that he did not profit from the exponential rise in GameStop stock to $438 per share in January of 2021, he was able to build a position in the stock when prices were in the single digits, which means that he probably doubled, tripled, or even quadrupled his money by the time he sold his shares in the fourth quarter of 2020. We do not know when he left the game during the fourth quarter, but we do know that he was not present for any part of the run-up that Wall Street Bets and Reddit 2021 experienced. He came very close to pulling off the ultimate big shot, and if Christian Bale had been available again, they would have had to film a new movie. Because a triple-digit return on investment is the goal of a deep value investor, which is the major methodology that he uses. He was probably extremely thrilled to have made such a return on his exit in 2020. According to the most recent Q3 2021 13F filing, which was completed on September 30th of 2021, it appears that he has given up on and exited his substantial positions in Tesla options and ARK puts, and that he has significantly reduced the amount of stock he is holding. He was convinced that hyperinflation would eventually materialize, but in the short term, his bearish stock wagers kept losing money, which forced him to withdraw his investment capital. Due to the position size and leverage of the options, he was extremely near to having another 2 enormous massive short positions pay off exponentially, but he was just too early. Let's take a look at some of his recent predictions and what he is seeing on a macroeconomic level now that we have established how accurate he typically is and how far ahead of the curve he typically is. What did Michael Burry warn about in his tweet? Michael Burry makes use of the Twitter platform on occasion so that he can make certain of his predictions regarding the future of the financial markets publicly known. It has previously been established that he frequently deletes his tweets and controls access to his account in order to avoid having his posts misconstrued in an exaggerated manner. Burry's latest tweet showed that he still thinks the S&P 500 will go down. When looking at some of Burry's previous tweets, it's evident he has been warning for a long time that a market crash was going to happen. According to an old tweet that Burry sent in March, which he later deleted, the manager of Scion Asset Management feels that the S&P 500 recovered too quickly and disproportionately after the COVID-19 catastrophe in 2020 in comparison to the other market crashes. As a consequence of this, Burry forecasts a decrease of greater than 50% over the course of the next several years. Also, according to Burry, it is expected that stock prices would drop even worse than they already have. It takes time, he stated, referring to a comparison he made between the trading performances of great companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and JP Morgan. Michael Burry believes that the current predicament will be more serious than any other crises that have occurred in the past. The investors have the opinion that the convergence of forces that are harmful to the economy has reached a higher peak in 2021 than it has at any other time since the bursting of the dot-com bubble. According to Burry, the global economy is expected to experience a plane crash in the year 2022. What's Michael Burry betting on? The hedge fund managed by Burry is called Scion Asset Management, and it's a very active firm with a high turnover rate. According to Whale Wisdom, the typical amount of time a fund like this one holds onto an investment is 0.08 quarters. According to the most recent form, ADV, Scion manages assets worth more than $291 million. With the exception of Bristol-Myers Squibb, every single one of the fund's positions was acquired during the first quarter of the year as a new position. During the course of the quarter, Scion was able to liquidate its holdings in a number of names, including General Dynamics, Geo Group, and Core Civic. At the moment, the fund's 13F portfolio is comprised of 12 different positions. Given what Burry has said in his tweets, it shouldn't come as much of a surprise to learn that his biggest bet is on put options against Apple. The fund now holds a total of 2,060 put options. If these put options expire with a positive payout, the holder will have the opportunity to sell 206,000 shares of AAPL stock. The total value of the options is equivalent to an enormous 17.86% of Scion's 13F investment portfolio. Bristol-Myers Squibb and Booking Holdings, respectively, make up the fund's second and third largest positions, respectively. The allocation that BMY has is 10.88%, whereas the allocation that BKNG has is 9.33%. BMY has been a terrific choice for Burry so far this year, as it's increased by 23% year-to-date, in contrast to the S&P 500, which has decreased by 18% year-to-date. BKNG is a different tale, as it has dropped by 17% year-to-date, yet it still outperformed the return of the S&P 500 by 1%. And that's just about it for today's video. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends and family. Let us know if you have any questions or comments in the section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our incredible videos. Plus, did you know you can also watch our other videos that have been specially selected just for you? We appreciate you for spending time out of your day to watch our video, and make sure you press that bell icon on your way out so you can keep up when we upload new videos. Hey, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.